We got severe thunderstorms as a threat for the mid part of the Mississippi Valley down to the deep south. Fox Weather has the latest on game day forecast for you right here. So joining us now is Ian Miller, writer for Outkick. Ian, I appreciate you being here right here. That map, we show you 2 out of 5 on the bad scale for severe weather in red. And there are some pretty big games that are going to be played within this region, man.
Yeah, obviously you just don't want to see any lightning. That's what's really going to cause delays in these games, and obviously that's the biggest safety risk that you see. So hopefully the storms kind of either hold off or come in before game times. You just don't want to see any delays.
Yeah, let's start with the first one. Let's go USC versus Notre Dame. This has a high risk of weather impact as well for this game.
It does.
Yeah, it seems like there could be some rain, some threats of rain, maybe some high winds as well, and that can obviously have a big impact on how the game is played. I went to USC, so that's what I'm hoping it kind of benefits us a little bit. Yeah, we're really good at running the ball, and obviously if the wind kicks up, if there's a lot of rain, it's a little bit harder to throw. So hopefully that does work out in our favor. We'll see.
Yeah. Listen,
Fight Nair,
any team is playing Notre Dame, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, correct.
Even USC, man, I'm going for it right here. So this one's going to be interesting to watch. You're right, Ian. This one, seldom do you get an actual high rowy to medium to high. This has got it all. So I think you're right. You're talking about a ground game. Whose ground game is better for you? Is it USC or is it Notre Dame?
The reputation would be Notre Dame, kind of that like Midwestern football idea, but it's actually USC this year.
Wow.
Although USC just lost our first 2 starting running backs, so we're down to our 3rd string guy here. But he was great last week against Michigan, had like 160 yards. So the USC running game has looked really, really impressive. And if it does kind of pan out that way, I think it might favor the Trojans a little bit.
I hope so. Ground it and pound it, man. Absolutely. All right, let's show you this one too. There's a severe weather risk coming in for Vandy and in some of these areas too. You're talking about Middle Tennessee. That cold front's going to slice right through here. So now you're talking about Vandy and LSU. This is a nice SEC matchup. You didn't think it would be earlier in the year, but Vandy's kind of overperforming, right, Ian?
Yeah, that's the prototypical example of how, and name, image, and likeness has changed college football, where teams like Vanderbilt can now go out and get recruits and compete on the same playing field with LSU and Alabama. Obviously, we saw them upset Crimson Tide last year in Nashville. So it's the first time I think Vanderbilt's been favored in an SEC game since the 1970s. So I mean, that's an amazing statistic. A little insulting, I'm sure, to the Commodores, but. I still think LSU wins this game, but it is a very interesting one from one that didn't seem like it would be that way before the year.
Interesting. Do you think that wind has any sort of impact on a game? We look at our ROE here. It's a 4.3, so not terribly high. But do you think that could actually help or hurt a team?
Definitely. It's especially harmful with passing. Obviously, if you're trying to throw the ball down the field, wind's going to knock the ball off, a little bit off of its trajectory. So you can kind of stick to shorter passing games. That actually might help LSU a little bit. I think Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt quarterback, is great with deep passing. So LSU can kind of keep the ball underneath, keep it short. The wind doesn't affect it as much. May help the Tigers a little bit.
Yeah. Michael, game of the week for me right here since I own part of the team. Ole Miss against Georgia. Let's go Rebs. What do you think about this one, Ian? The weather's going to be fine. Chambliss is looking great. Can the Rebs beat the Dogs at home on an afternoon and Saturday?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, you son of a gun!
Not a chance.
Did you say no chance? Oh man.
No, obviously this is going to be a really exciting game. It's going to be really close. I think, both teams are
Sorry, Bob.
Very, very talented. It just seems like Georgia's found a way to get it done with one big play, or in last week against Auburn, a little assists from the refs there. But they've gotten whatever they need to get done. They find a way to get done, and I think that's at home. That's going to play out even a bit more, but. This might be the best team Ole Miss has had in decades. So if they're ever going to pull this kind of upset in Athens, this is the time to do it.
I agree. So I think if Ole Miss, and I was telling my whole family, if Ole Miss can beat this team they're natty contenders.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see about that. But you're right. I mean, Georgia should have lost that game. Timeout. Give me a break. You kidding me?
The refs have something to do with it.
I mean, I'm not a huge Auburn fan, but they get the shaft every single time I watch them play. All right, so that's Ole Miss against Georgia. What about Tennessee versus Alabama? Another big SEC matchup.
Huge.
Fun stuff to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Ty Simpson from Alabama he's turned himself into a Heisman Trophy contender. He's looked fantastic. I think Alabama overall, the reputation is that they're so good on defense, and it seems to be offensively that's kind of their biggest strength this year. But I think Tennessee is going to keep this game close. All these games are just really evenly matched, which is going to make it for a lot of fun to watch on Saturday. But I still think Alabama gets it done. Just a little advantage of being at home. That maybe it's worth 3-4 points or something, and that's enough to get them a W.
Roll Tide. That's what I like to hear.
It was just about 5 weeks ago. We're saying Alabama's dead for this year, and here they come roaring back, Ian.
Absolutely. This is the thing. This is what NAL has done. I think we're going to see a lot more 2- and 3-loss teams. The era of kind of steamrolling, dominant, undefeated teams seems to be behind us, which makes it a lot more chaotic, but it also makes it, if you're a college football fan like I am, makes it a lot more fun to watch because you just don't know what's going to happen any given Saturday.
No, that's why you got to watch the game. So it is going to be a fun one. Ian Miller from Outkick, thanks for taking the time out and talking to us on Fox Weather. I appreciate it. I didn't care for some of your picks, but it's always great to talk to you, my friend. Always good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just for context, too, your daughter goes to Ole Miss, so you pay
my son.
And your son?
No, he doesn't. He's going into the Navy in another couple months.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, you're paying for that. You're paying for it, though, Bob.
This is the best team that I put together with my money in about 4 years. All the kids going there.
But, I mean, when they're taking on Georgia, though, like the Bulldogs, man, they
playing
are...
in Athens. Listen, and I hate Georgia, and I'll tell you why, because they didn't accept either of my kids. We raised them there. They had 4.0 averages. They're taking.
You lived in Georgia for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's why I say there's a lot of things I could say. Georgia,
I get it.
Go pound sand. It's the nicest one. Anyway, listen, we've got nice cold weather coming in, right? Play us out. We got grunge music because it feels like Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be right back.